Right. Had to do that again. Oh, I got some good information out there and had to stop because outside noises, interferences. But anyway, so I am out again for another stroll, as you do, collecting my thoughts, compiling the information I've received in my head, put it in the right compartments where it needs to be filed alphabetically. T for twats. And then you've got twunts. Well, that's it's kind of like fugly. Twunts is basically twat and C-U-N-T merged together to form twunts. And twasted, so that's twat, and bastard merged together, and fugly, as in fucking ugly, so fugly, and so I categorise every category for every twat, twasted, twunt that's twicked us off and stabbed us in the fucking back. But interesting information received, interesting downloads, however you want to spin it. But so yeah, cry wanking. I'm not quite sure how that one works, but cry wanking. Okay, so for those of you who may be watching who aren't from the UK, wanking is just masturbating, you know what I mean? Whether you're a male or a female, when you want to knock one out, as we say, rub one out, knock one out, like a fucking squirrel. But yeah, so cry wanking. But not only that, cry wanking while wearing a pair of my stolen boxer shorts. And then obviously masturbating to porn because you're a porn addict as well as a sex addict. You're into some seriously dark and depraved shit that I'm not going to mention here because it's disgusting. You are disgusting. But you cry a lot while knocking one out. Just the tears help with the lubrication. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be a pleasurable thing, if you're engaging in such activities. But crying while masturbating. All right, I see. So you're crying because you can't get your own way, and you're wondering why all the tactics you've been attempting aren't, successful. You haven't achieved your goals. Maybe one time, once upon a time, your tactics you were attempting were successful. And you had, your little dark, sinister pleasures of ruining someone's life and taking pleasure out of their despair. But recently, when someone becomes aware, they know how to combat against your tactics. Tactics. Someone's got bad breath. Tic Tacs. Get the minty ones. And if you're brushing your teeth, try using toothpaste instead of dog shit. That will make a marked improvement on your breath. And like soap and water, sponge. Maybe get a one with a rough side. So, you can really exfoliate the grease and grime. And when you have your golden showers, your skin isn't self-cleaning. You need to put in the effort. And so that's why people wonder why you smell of cat piss and dog shit. Oh yes! That's also what you're into, isn't it? Scatophilia and coprophilia, as well as salmonphilia. Well, without being too graphic. Scatophilia and coprophilia. It's some serious shit. Look it up. And it's a bit like that song, Sensimilia, marijuana, but it's scatophilia, coprophilia, salmonphilia. And salmonphilia, it has something to do with salmon being inserted somewhere. And where that salmon gets inserted, I'll leave it up to your imagination. But think of holes and insertion. You know, there's not that many to choose from, whether male or female. You work it out. So yes, so you're into all that stuff. So I hear you've been approached by rich Saudi Arabians to do scatophilia and coprophilia for a certain price. Is that right? And that during the lockdown, you know, in 2020, when everyone had to stay at home, you decided to open an OnlyFans account, didn't you? And you got approached by lots of government officials, shall we say. Let's not name a country. But you got approached by government officials and invited to, you know, swinger parties. There was lots of, you know, cocaine and lots of latex and all kinds of weird shit. And then they were like looking at attractive, so to speak, IG models and the like, and people on OnlyFans, and get you to attend these parties along with government officials who, by the way, are into some deprived shit. And you know, you were engaging in those sorts of activities, weren't you? Oh, and also, these are just little things that's coming into my mind. You know, that house you stole from us. You know, what would be a stupid thing to do? Let's see. Given that you're heavily under investigation now because of your own stupidity, not being able to keep your mouth shut and implicating yourself in your own crime and all the projections of your crimes you're trying to project onto other people have just boomeranged back to you, basically, because, you know, you couldn't learn to keep this shut. But never mind, so you know that house you stole. What would be the most silliest thing to do in order to, like, expose yourself? Well, one way not to, you know, bring attention to yourself would be to post it on YouTube. I mean, it's too late to delete the videos now. They've already been downloaded. But yeah, bragging about a house you stole on YouTube under whatever fucking moniker you've got, because let's face it, you've got lots of accounts, haven't you? I mean, there's 42 YouTube accounts you've got subscribed to me. You know, 42 subscribers, not one of them fucking watches a video or likes. You know what I mean? So many fake accounts, all attached to your IP address. And, you know, let's just say the feds, it's a good word, are investigating you, and they know all about these fake accounts, the many fake accounts, not only on YouTube but on Instagram as well. I don't really have many social media platforms, so, you know, it's very precise the amount of fake accounts you've set up under one IP address. But yeah, so, you know, boasting about it, and also boasting about what you've been doing to not only me but other individuals, to, you could say, perfect strangers, right? Strangers who you've never met before, you don't know them. I'm here undercover. You work it out, but, you know, and then getting really drunk and high on cocaine and boasting about how you've taken people out and how you're attempting to take people out, including myself. all captured, all recorded. Hard evidence. That thing called evidence. Substantial evidence that real investigators need when attempting to prosecute an individual or individuals in their acts of crime, and not just sort of go off on lies. Because when you conduct a thorough investigation and you make accusations against individuals, an individual, you need evidence. They're not just going to take your word for it and just throw someone up away in prison or wherever you would like them to be sent, whether it's in the ground, to prison, or in a mental asylum. You need to have evidence. Now, unfortunately for you, there was no substantial evidence to your spurious claims that you would spout, thinking that your word alone would be enough to get a conviction. I mean, like that African guy says, completely delulu. Delulu, as in delusional? Yes. He's funny on Instagram. I'm forgetting his name now. He's a funny man. But yes, completely delulu. To think that you could just say a bunch of lies and have a person incarcerated, whatever, just on the strength of your bullshit. I mean, that's not how life works. So, an investigation has to be carried out, which takes time and patience, and they need to have evidence, proof that the accusations you make, these fake allegations, are actually true. But when you spend a large amount of time investigating an individual on the basis of your bullshit, and there be nothing credible to back up your bullshit, I keep repeating myself, what do you think's going to happen? Well, one, they're going to get pissed off, very pissed off, because you've just wasted time. You've wasted their time. And so they're going to start looking at you. And by the sounds of things, you've made so many fake allegations against me to the point where you have really triggered, local and higher up officials to seriously investigate you. And my word, they realised, instantly, that all of your false accusations you've been throwing my way, you have been doing, and not I. And so then, to these guys, it was like hitting the jackpot. 777, winning the fucking numbers on the Euro Millions when it's £100 million jackpot. Because they started looking into you. My God. My word. I mean, fucking hell. It's basically a number one bestseller. The shit you're involved in. But if I was to try and explain all that now, it would be like a 5 to 10 hour long fucking video. I don't really have that much fucking time or battery, and I'm not exactly at home to put my phone on charge because it's not exactly private back at home. But never mind. And the length of people you have involved in your schemes, your corrupt activities. I mean, when this story breaks, and the length of politicians, corrupt police officers, lawyers, general practitioners, nurses, psychologists, therapists, whatever, because you've done a lot but achieved very little. And when the story breaks, my God, everyone, at the end of the day will get to see who you are. And all these so-called law enforcement and things like that are supposed to uphold the law and serve the public. Well, the inmates are going to have a lot of fun with them inside, aren't they? Blood orange, asshole like a blood orange, that's what I'm hearing. So, yeah. And also, there's the fake bank accounts that you set up, money laundering, hello soon, and the financial embezzlement from the place of work. And then let's not forget the fake accounts you've been setting up on dating sites, catfishing people under my name, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, Tinder, the Tinder swindlers, and all that's attached to your IP address, not mine, and your number, and then there's all the group chats, and then there's the moving of money that you acquired fraudulently, moved overseas, and then there's you getting, medication for your mental health and having it put under my name to make it seem like I'm the one that's a mentalist, and in fact you are the diagnosed nutcase on Xanax or whatever you call it. What other mental medications, psychotic, so was it psychotropic medication? I'm not an expert because I don't have a mental illness. But you and your little hobbit friend do. You're both batshit crazy. In fact, most people who are involved in this are not right in the head. Let's put it that way. And they're all going to the sex offenders wing when they get sent down, because let's face it, putting them on a regular wing with all the lifers, all the hardcore insiders who find out who you are, you're not going to last 5 minutes really, are you? But soon it's all going to be fun and games, isn't it? The probate lawyer, these fraudulent documents, the corrupt judge. I mean, he's a bit of a simple gimp, isn't he, really, when you think about it? And did you let him know when he was like ploughing you or scissoring, whether it's a man or a woman, that you have AIDS and they have now got it, and your probate lawyer and everyone else you've been having sex with? Did you let them know that you've got an incurable STD? Well, it was HIV, wasn't it? But now it's turned into AIDS because you're not treating it. You're trying to keep it a secret. And well, it won't be long now until everyone else is realising that their immune system, the autoimmune deficiency syndrome, AIDS, is wrecking their immune system, caused by two imbeciles, to prostitutes, to waste of space. You're going to have so many lawsuits come to you, so many angles from so many pissed off people. Like I said, everyone that you've had involved, and I'm well aware of so-called friends whose immune systems are destroyed, and they've been attending your swinger parties, haven't they, having sex with you and the Hobbit, and what, a day or two later they all got horribly sick, which lasted for a total of 3 weeks, because they've all now got HIV. They thought it was some kind of cold or flu or COVID, that's what a lot of people think it is, HIV. No, you've just caught an incurable STD that's totally decimated your immune system, And so many people in this area, so many people you've been having swinger parties with. Well, let's just say, put it in an optimistic light, I'll give you 5 years at best, all of yous. And your careers, well, they're finished. And that cash payout you're all expecting, well, you're all going to be insolvent, in poverty, and all your hopes and dreams that was built on fresh air and blue tack will be shattered. And yeah, I just thought I would get that off my chest. I need to talk about these things, you see. But yeah, I'm going off for a little bit of a walk, burn off some energy, keep myself right, because I realise now I'm losing more weight again. I went from like a double XL down to a large, and now in a large I'm having to like pull the drawstrings, tighten up my waist, because the weight's just, falling off at the right time, so you get no saggy skin, no needing to cut away skin, just letting it go back to its normal shape, reducing back to its normal shape gradually, and that's just what you call wise choices. So I can still eat what I like, just not like a fucking wheelbarrow full. Everything in proportion and in moderation. And I still have a nice, well-balanced diet, still healthy, still strong, still fit, still fighting fit. Whereas you, on the other hand, a lot of you are going to be experiencing a lot of health complications. Oh, it's not looking good. A lot of you really do now need to go for a checkup. If you didn't believe us before, now's the time. And you've all got about 5 years. But so I think I'll leave it there. I'm done talking for now. I think I've talked long enough. So I shall see you all later. Tatty bye.